The Matrix is everywhere. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. What truth? That you are a slave. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, kept inside a prison that you cannot smell, taste, or touch. A prison for your mind. These are the famous words of the first Matrix film when Morpheus is red-pilling Neo with the truth about the illusory nature of the world he called reality. And very much so, this is an allegory, a symbol, you could say, for the condition in which we exist in our very own world, the world which we call reality, the world that has been shaped by powers, religions, nations, ideologies, philosophers, rebels, teachers of all kinds. Everyone in the world, whether they realize it or not, belongs to a cult. The only two questions one should ask themselves with this regard is, what cult are they in? And are they aware that they are in the cult? See, because the root of what we truly are as human beings has long since been plucked out of the majority of many people. No longer do people realize that the original formula of small clans and tribes, the culture of one's people, and the original beliefs of one's people, which is their true root, people do not realize that this is the longing that they crave, because the depressions and the emptiness of this, one could say, modern landscape, this digital no man's land of the postmodern world, is really the illusion, not just the digital world, but the ideas which are cultivated in the citizens of nations from a young age. You are told what to believe in. You are told anthems to sing. In many cases, empires have erased entire cultures of people, banned languages. For example, I am a descendant of the Basque people, Euskal Herria, and during the Spanish Civil War, Franco, the Spanish dictator, outlawed the speaking of the original tongue, Euskadi, of the Basque people. He made it illegal to speak that language. He tried to erase the culture of that people. But we were never fully assimilated. And so there are very few examples in the world, such as the Basque, in which a people has refused to be assimilated. But for the most of the world, that is exactly what happened through colonialism, through imperialism. And so one's original culture, identity, people group, in most places was shifted, were forced out through expansion. Many migrated due to incentives of economic proportions around the world. And so gradually over time, people lost their original ways from the lands from which they hailed from, the lands of their ancestors and their forefathers. They lost the knowledge of their languages, of their tongues. And we can see this today in America. There's perhaps no greater example. It is the cultural melting pot of the world in which all the cultures essentially merge into one nationalistic identity. From a young age in the public education system, or whether it be the predominant religions that exist in the United States, many people are brought up into these cults. And you will find many cults that are endorsed by the state, such as, well, the military, for example, which indoctrinates its members to want to go and fight and die for the ambitions and the goals of the empire. That is a reality. Our government will tell us it's a noble thing to give your life and sacrifice your life. But at the end of the day, anyone who does that is doing so for artificial means, not true to their identity. America is only 250 years old. It certainly can't be said to be the land of our ancestors thousands upon thousands of years ago. If one really wanted to fight for the land of their ancestors, perhaps they should reconnect with who they truly are, not with this culture soup that has been artificially created and ruled over our eyes, because we live today in a simulacrum that tells you what to believe, what to think, what to feel, echo chamber upon echo chamber. And the last thing that any of the states or elites or the powers that be and those who are in positions to control the cults, the last thing they want is for you to think for yourself, to go against the grain, to challenge religion, to challenge ideologies. Dare I even say, to challenge the military's importance, as I just did. And no offense to the people who do serve, but I don't believe in any of the wars that we are taught are noble wars. America has inflicted a vast amount of pain on the world, just as many other nations have, where we are no better in that regard. And if anything, we are only united through an imperial ambition as a country, through a synthetic unity. And for those who believe in that, that's your prerogative to believe in that. If you want to believe in the union, if you want to believe in this new idea of the founding fathers of America. But America is just one example, because it's greater than that. It goes back to many places around the world, and it is the same thing. At the end of the day, there are the powers and the controllers, and then those who are blindly led to the slaughter, who are sheep to be slaughtered, who are not connected with their people. And those tribes out there, those indigenous peoples, those clans, those groups who try to resist these powers, you know very well what happened to them. They were corralled, exterminated, displaced, imprisoned, abused, tortured. Many have been wiped out, few still remain, but they live in impoverished conditions, such as the many Native American reservations across the United States. And so the message I want to leave you all with here today is that just about everything that has been invented by human beings that is an illusion in these last, say, couple thousand years that have led to the globalistic world order we live in today. All these inventions are designed to control and to assimilate humans under large, cohesive groups of power in which a handful of elites get to manage, while the rest, well, they are the pawns in the game of chess. And so that is why I favor small, nomadic, tribal, clannish lifestyles or communities that have deeper, further roots that have still survived to this day, because they are at least in tune with who and what they are, going back to their ancestors thousands upon thousands of years ago, sometimes even into Neolithic and pre-Neolithic times. all these cults and their doctrines and dogmas have slowly but surely captured the minds of human beings to agree to live in these artificial rules, in this artificial simulacrum. These cults have been largely successful, and they have influence over much of the world. Most of the time, these cults have now generated into self-sustaining systems that require almost no management. It just becomes an accepted thing to believe in. And so what I encourage you all to question and to perhaps do is find your own truth. Find your own identity. Find your own root. Don't just be someone because you were born somewhere. Don't just follow a religion because you were born into a religion. Don't just practice a culture because you were born in the country of that said culture. Make sure that what you follow it's truly authentic to yourself. And I don't just mean who you are as a person, as a soul, but your genealogy, your ancestral genealogy. I mean, go back to your roots. Not just, say, national roots, but I mean your true roots, the people from which you stem from. Find your roots. Escape this system of illusion that you're an American citizen, or you're this citizen of that country, you're this citizen of this country. These are all just tools of assimilation, and it is a great travesty that so many cultures have been destroyed by these assimilating forces, by these assimilating global cults. So just ask yourself, what cult are you in?